Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing the top 20 JDM sports cars for less than $5,000. That's right, baby. This is a second part to a very large part series. I'm actually I wrote notes for you guys to understand what the series actually is, because it's kind of confusing, but here's like how it goes. Here's some notes of it. But yeah, so right now it's JDM, so we did already 10K, now we're doing 5K, and then we'll go to US cars next. We'll do 10K, 5K, so on and so forth. Guys, don't forget, I really quickly want to remind you that SmoothStance hats, shirts, and shorts are now live. www.smoothstance.com/shop. If you guys pick one up, let me know. I'd really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support I've been getting already on it. It just means the world to me, so thank you guys. Let's get into it. Alright, so number 20 is the Honda Del Sol, which comes with a 1.6 liter inline 4 that makes only 106 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive and only available as a convertible two-seater, which is always so cool when you know your car was made for nothing other than to be a sports car. Like, that's super cool in my opinion. These are quite unpopular choices for some reason, but to be honest, I don't know why. They remind me a lot of like a front wheel drive Miata, and for the price, that's a pretty good deal, especially since you know you got a Honda motor in there. Number 19 is the first generation Toyota MR2, which comes with a 1.6 liter inline 4 that makes 112 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive and mid-engined, which cost for lots, and I mean lots, of snap oversteers. So if you do choose this car, then be careful when driving. It's not a good first car, it's not a good second car, it's a good like expert's car. This car though, it reminds me a lot of the Del Sol in so many ways, but it's rear wheel drive. Other than that, they're pretty similar. Number 18 is the Mazda RX-7 FB, which comes with a 1.1 liter two-rotor that makes only 100 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, but it was also extremely lightweight, and the only reason that I put it higher than the MR2 and Del Sol is because of the cool points that the car gets. I mean, it's a retro, old JDM rotary car, and I personally love that. I also really love the looks of these cars, and I fell in love with them ever since I started learning about them. On top of that, they're a rotary, and it's just so different, and they're an RX-7. They come from a huge, great, legendary line of cars, so had to put it a little bit higher. Number 17 is the Toyota MR2 Spyder, which comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 138 horsepower, and it was once again rear wheel drive and mid-engine, just like every MR2, which is what MR2 stands for. But this one actually was way better with the whole snap oversteer issue. They fixed things that just didn't work out, but they never got the love they deserved because they just looked ugly. But that's a good thing for you if you want one, since they're sitting pretty under 5K now. If you ever wanted an MR2 for cheap and one that actually performs to the point where you can handle it and not crash into a tree and die, then the MR2 Spyder is probably your best bet. Number 16 is the 7th generation Toyota Celica, and it comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 180 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive, of course, and is always freaking riced out for some reason. Don't ask me why, but everybody that owns these cars just likes to rice them. But don't worry, you can be that one guy that actually doesn't rice it out, and you'll have a blast in it. It's sad to see the whole Celica line go. This was the last one in the Celica line, if you didn't know that. But they kind of went out with a bang, to be honest. If you look past all the ricers, then you realize they did good for the last car. Number 15 is the Mazda Miata NA or NB, and it comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 135 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive, and the NB actually had 10 more horsepower than the NA, but that's honestly not that big of a deal. These cars are pretty much just up to you when deciding which one that you like better, since they're pretty much the same speed wise and price wise. There's cool cars, but they are just a bit overpriced right now, and if I'm being honest with you, I think the NB is the better option. Yes, it's a little bit faster, but on top of that, it also has a little bit better features and safety things than the NA. Number 14 is the Honda Civic EF, or 4th generation Civic, and it comes with a 1.6 liter inline 4 that makes 108 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And these look just so cool, man, but they aren't really like loved all that much anymore, just because most people, they go with the next generation Civics, the EGs or the EKs. It may be low horsepower, but that horsepower can easily be increased if you know anything about Civics, and these Civics, they just look as cool as possible, possible like a Civic can look. They look good is what I'm trying to say. Number 13 is the 4th generation Honda Accord, and that comes with a 2 liter inline 4 that makes 130 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And for the time, that 130 horsepower was actually a pretty decent horsepower, especially considering this car was just meant to be a daily driver. It wasn't meant to be like some super fast race car. They do look super boring to a normal person, but us car guys just can't help but smile at these old Hondas. The Accord in particular is something that, like, every time I see an old one, I'm just like, yeah, I approve. Number 12 is the Honda Civic 5th generation, or EG, and yes, that is 3 Hondas in a row, but these ones came with a 1.6 liter inline-4 that makes 125 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive. And these are the cars that most people commonly go for when talking about those budget turbo Civic builds, because they are a dirt cheap, very good platform, very good looking car to build on. And on top of that, everything for the car to actually make it to be fast is extremely cheap too. They also look really good when tastefully modified. I'm just gonna put it out there, they make me a little moist. Alright, so number 11 is the Mitsubishi Eclipse DSM, and it comes with a 2-liter inline-4 making 140 horsepowers. And it was front-wheel drive, and yes, they did make the GSX version, which had much more power, and it was all-wheel drive, but those are going to be a little bit hard to find under 5K, and I know you guys are going to get mad at me for saying that, but I'm just here to speak the truth, man. The base models are still a great choice, and they look amazing too when done right, but just don't build it like the Fast and Furious car, because first of all, everybody does that now, and second, they don't look that good. I said it, I'm not going back on it. Number 10 is the Lexus IS250, and it comes with a 2.5 liter V6 that makes 204 horsepower, and it was available in either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, which makes me just so happy to say the least. And this is actually one of the newest cars on this list, so if you're looking for daily driving and comfort, then this is your best bet for the list. They're really good show cars, but I'm not sure how well they perform like around a track. But if you're looking for like literally a good daily driver, the IS250 is perfect. Number 9 is the 5th generation Honda Prelude, and it comes with a 2.2 liter inline-4 that makes 200 horses on the dot, and it was front wheel drive. And yes, this is another Honda, but what can I say? They're the best for under 5K. These cars are also getting a lot of love right now on TikTok, and for good reason. Just like any Civic, they're also pretty good for building power. They look really good and are really cheap while still being easy to work on, which is everything that checks the boxes for a new driver. On top of that, it's a Honda. Hondas for under 5K are just notorious. Number 7 is the Acura TL 3rd generation, and it comes with a 3.2 liter V6 that makes 270 horsepower. That's pretty damn good for this list, and it was front wheel drive, of course, and these are such an unbelievably great choice for a new driver. It honestly shocks me more than anything in this world. They remind me so much of the Integra line of cars, and now you can pick one up for less than 5K. I know that technically they're an Accord, but they just remind me of the Integra. Okay, let me dream. They're also one of the most reliable and comfortable cars on this list too. On top of that, they're one of the newer ones again, and new cars have good, cool features, all right? You get like heated seats and stuff. Number 6 is the Nissan 300ZX Z31, not the Z32, and it comes with a 3-liter V6 that makes 222 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive and just looked absolutely amazing in my opinion. To be honest, I don't really know why people don't like these cars more. Like, they just look amazing. They look retro and cool and stylish, but either way, you get a 300ZX for less than 5K, which is pretty damn rare nowadays. So get one now before they blow up, because I promise you these cars are going to fly up in price just like the Z32s in a couple years. Numero 5 is the Lexus LS400, and that comes with a 4-liter V8 that makes 270 horsepower just like the TL. Let's go, baby. And it was rear-wheel drive and only meant to really be a luxury car, which means no, it's not that fast. And here it is. They were only available in automatic transmissions, and they rode way too comfortably for a sports car, but after enough work, these cars can be exactly what you want it to be while still looking like a sick cruiser. And I absolutely love that. Like, yeah, out of the gate, they're nothing special. They're kind of a grandma's car out of the gate, to be honest. I'm surprised Betsy isn't hitting you up if you drive one of these things. But after a couple of quick little mods to this puppy, oh, she's a full-blown street car. Number 4 is the Subaru WRX Bugeye, and it comes with a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline-4 that makes 225 horsepower, and it was all-wheel drive, and it's the only car on this list so far that has a turbo and is all-wheel drive, besides the IS250. The IS250 is a choice though, so I'm just gonna say that doesn't count. Actually, only one at all, and they are known worldwide. I mean, it's a great choice for any and everything. Just don't try adding boost and you'll be okay. They're a little bit iffy when you add boost. Number 3, third place, is one of my favorite cars ever built, the Lexus IS300, and it comes with a 3-liter inline 6 that makes 225 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And this car is the drifter's dream. I absolutely love drifting. I absolutely love this car. Yes, the ones you'll be able to buy for under $5,000 will probably only be an automatic, but they will be well worth it, especially if you want to modify it. It has a naturally aspirated 2JZ in it, which isn't as good as the normal twin-turbo one, but it can still hold around 500 to 600 horsepower on stock internals, which is more than enough for a car that's sitting under $5,000. I absolutely love them, but not being a manual does suck, but I think you can get over that with everything else that you get for the IS300. Number 2, second place, silver medal, and it's the 6th generation Honda Civic, and it comes with a 1.6 liter inline 4 that makes only 106 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And yes, that horsepower may sound way too low to be at number 1, but if you know anything about Civics, and you know that means that that number can be freaking flown up to the moon like Dogecoin with only a turbo and a tune. That's all you need to get these puppies to be VTECs hitting at every RPM. Doesn't even matter. These cars are the ultimate budget street racer, and on top of all that, it's still one of the best choices in the world for simply daily driving. The only thing that I don't like about it, and the reason why it's not first, is that it's not rear-wheel drive. Which leads into the number 1 spot. It's the Infiniti G35 Coupe, and it comes with a 3.5 liter V6 that makes 287 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive and looked absolutely amazing. The car looked, they look so good. But if the looks aren't it for you, then it comes with the legendary VQ35DE that, yes, does have extreme oil consumption issues, but despite popular belief, is a pretty damn good tuner engine and extremely reliable if you will just be daily driving. People always say, like, Mark, the VQ is not reliable. 350Zs blow up all the time. 350Zs only blow up because the drivers of them are beating on them all the time. You never heard of G35 sedans blowing up on old grandmas, have you? No, because they're extremely reliable engines. It's just that people beat them up all the time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with any car that you beat up. The VQ35DE is an extremely reliable engine. So if you need just a daily driver and you want to look cool doing it, G35 Coupe, baby. But even if you don't need just a daily driver and you want a fast, fun, cool looking car, G35 Coupe, baby. Do you want to drift? G35 Coupe, baby. Do you want to street race? G35 Coupe. Everything about the G35 Coupe, it just makes it amazing. They're pretty much a reskin 350Z, and for under $5,000, sorry, not sorry, but I think it's the perfect choice. Alrighty, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, you already know what to do. Come on, you already know what to do. Oh, don't make me tell you guys. Come on, you already know. Don't make me tell you. All right, fine, whatever. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys understand how this like top 10 series is going to work now that I gave you that picture. I gave it a lot of thought to try and like get it so that you guys can understand. Oh, and don't you even dare forget that on www.smoothstance.com/shop, we got hats, we got shirts, and we got shorts for sale. Thank you guys so much for all the support I've been getting on that. We've hit so many sales, and it actually blows my mind. I go to sleep at night and I'm like, it's amazing. So thank you guys so very much. Also, a little secret, if you stayed this long, I have a green screen that's going to be going up in the background, so pretty damn soon the video quality is going to go like Dogecoin once again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.